let's read the September 27 assigned text taken from the book The Door to Silence. He can use us for whatever purpose He decides to use us for. And when God chooses to use us for something, for a given purpose, we cannot backtrack from it. And this is what happens in meditation. We are completely at the mercy of God's purpose. We are completely at the mercy of God's action. And that is terrifying. That is why we delay, we postpone. Dili lang sa ako sa surface. Dili lang sa ako sa pultahan. Dili kumusunod. Because we might be surprised by the challenge. And not only might we be surprised, we might find the challenge too much for us. And so we choose to remain at the doorstep, outside the door. We remain to frolic on the surface. And we just take a dip from time to time, and we pull our foot or feet back, and we just wade on the surface and not really plunge because of the fire that awaits us, because of the fire that can consume us. But as the text says, we shouldn't be afraid of the fire. We should embrace the fire. Because while the fire purifies and destroys or prunes or cuts away whatever is unloving, unholy, selfish in us, it is also this same fire that will restore us to fullness, to wholeness, and ultimately to holiness. Because this is not the fire that divides or splits or scatters. This fire is the fire of love, the fire of unity, the fire of harmony. This fire removes whatever is incompatible with Christ in us, so that by this same fire, we can be fully integrated and harmonized with the person of Christ. And when we are harmonized with Christ, there's unity, there's fullness, there's newness. And the process of being harmonized with Christ is conversion. The process of being conformed after Christ or conformed to Christ is the task of transformation. And so while this fire is destructive in the sense that everything that is incompatible with the Spirit is destroyed in us, this same fire is also restorative, creative, because what has been cleansed and purified is now conformed or compatible with the life of the Spirit present in each of us. So it is both a fire that destroys and also a fire that builds or rebuilds. Because whatever has been destroyed will be restored by this same fire. It is the fire that destroys whatever in us is incompatible with the life of Christ, but it is also the same fire that will restore us in Christ. Because this fire is love. This fire is newness. This fire is freshness. This fire is renewal. And the beautiful conclusion taken from the Gospel of John is the work of this fire. It makes us remain and dwell in God. we are like branches attached to the vine. So that when we are detached from the vine, we are like dry branches that are fit to be thrown into the fire, withered, lifeless, dry, of no value, of no account. But because we are in the vine, because we have been conformed by this fire of love to Christ, then there is life, there's dynamism, there is creativity, there is life, there is unity. Unity with Jesus in the Spirit and the Father. So that as the Father has loved Jesus, this same love is given to us by Christ. These last 3 lines from the Gospel of John: as the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Dwell in my love. If you heed my commands, you will dwell in my love. As I have heeded my Father's commands, and dwell in His love. This is the fire of love that brings us right home in God, in the heart of God, in whom we move and find our being. Okay, what are your personal thoughts on the text that we have reflected about this afternoon? You can actually go back to this later on when we are done, but for now, it might benefit all of us if you can also share your insights, your thoughts on this straightforward and frank text from The Door of Silence. It's a short excerpt, but quite simple and straightforward, but I think there's so much power and strength in it. So feel free to share your meditations and share your response to the text that we have just read.